welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a furniture flip where I made over a set of 2 nightstands for profit. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So here are these nightstands. I've had these for 2 years. I purchased them for $24 2 years ago from Goodwill. They were my first project piece, you could say, when I decided I was going to start learning how to flip furniture. And so I did a horrible job. I used chalk paint and I did not seal these. And so with a matte finish and no sealant, they took a lot of abuse, and you can see it all. They're in terrible condition. They're not real wood, so I know I will not be able to get lots of money for them. However, the goal of this flip is just to clear out some of these things in my workshop. So I'm working on getting rid of some of my items. First thing I did was remove all of the hardware, and then I'm going to remove that contact paper you see on the inside. Let me tell you, these were a little bit of a problem child. The first problem was getting all of this contact paper out. I did put it in there myself, but I guess it really did stick in there because it gave me a run for my money getting rid of it. Okay, then came my not so favorite step, but very necessary, and that was sanding all of this wear and tear, sanding off all of this paint. These also have a lot of water damage. Like I said, I did not seal them, so anytime something was placed on here, you could tell. And I had to sand a lot of it off. I did say this was a problem project. Well, so the next problem I had was lots of water damage, making sure that I got everything off. So this is not a gouge from my sander. It is me sanding all the way to get a flat surface, so that when I go to put my paint on, you won't see raised edges or raised surfaces. Using some shellac here to seal this MDF so that when I do put my white paint, it will not bleed through. And then I'm using wood filler to fill it in so that it will be even when I paint. And now I am going back using some sanding paper just to hit the edges that my sander was not able to get. So over the last couple of years that I've been flipping furniture and doing projects, I have learned one of the most important steps is preparation. Preparing your surface for painting is so important because it ultimately affects the paint job and the finished product. So you see, it's taking a while to get these ready for the paint. After the sanding is complete, I did vacuum all of the dust, and now I am washing them down. I'm using Dawn soap with warm water and these cleaning cloths that you can find at the dollar store. I really love working with these. They're so absorbent and they clean really well. I even have some in my house. So after I wash them with Dawn soap and warm water, I am using this product called Awesome Orange, also purchased from the dollar store. It is a degreaser, and I just wanted to get any extra grease off, any extra oils, just to make sure that my surface is really prepared for the paint. And so now what I'm doing, I am tapping off the edges of the drawers so that when I do put my paint on, it will not run inside the drawers. Here comes the most anticipated part, and I was getting some paint on these things. I know I am painting white on white, but it's because I wanted a nice fresh clean coat on this, and the paint that I'm using is from Behr, and it's for cabinets and trims. Now that makes it really durable for pieces like this, especially nightstands, which get lots of wear and tear. But let me tell you, it's not as easy to work with. As you see, I started out using a roller, but it wasn't really gliding smoothly. So then I switched to this little brush that I buy from the Home Depot, and that worked well. So the wonderful thing about this paint that I'm trying out from the Home Depot is that it gives the durability that you would get from oil-based products, but without the smell, and without the hard cleanup, and without all of the problems that come with working with oil-based products. But it goes on really well, and you can sand it, and you can treat it as you would treat a water-based paint. But you just get the durability that comes from an oil-based product. And by the way, I did not pay full price for this. I got this from the oops pile. It just so happened someone had it mixed but didn't want it or didn't take it, so I ended up getting the whole gallon for just $9. And let me tell you, I can do lots and lots of projects with this. And I actually plan on doing my my bathroom cabinets with this same paint. So what I'm doing here is taking my detail brush, or crafting brush you could say really, and I'm just going over the edges, the corners, just getting all those little details that my brush might have missed. And this was really relaxing as well. And so now that the painting is done, I am using my sander and I am sanding the edges just to give it that distressed look. I didn't want it to look factory finished, but I wanted it to have some character. Now, if this was chalk paint, I could sand using sandpaper, but like I say, this paint gives the durability of an oil-based product, so using the the electric sander made it easier to sand. And I'm just barely touching it, just getting those edges just to make them have a little character, being very careful not to gouge or go too far through the paint. And so here comes problem child number 3. This was really hard to get straight. I don't know why. I think I just need to do this method more often. But I don't remember it being this hard the last time I did it 2 years ago, but it really took me several attempts to get that pepper in there straight. So if you guys have any tips on how, or any ways that you do this to make it easier, please share with me, because I struggled on this. Okay, so I measured how much I needed, and I was sure to cut it a little bit bigger so that I could always take some off, but I know I can add any if I did make a mistake.
I also did the same thing to the sides of the drawers so that when you open them, you have that little nice detail that peeks out at you. We get to the handles. I got these knobs of a dresser that was on the street. The dresser was not, wood. It wasn't something that I wanted. So I left the dresser, but I saw the knobs and I took them off. And then I put them in my stash. And when the time came, they were the perfect addition to these nightstands. I am spraying them down with Rust-Oleum appliance lacquer in the black finish. And it's such a beautiful metal-like finish. And when it came time to install these, they were a little bit challenging. However, it just so happened that my baby brother came home. He's in the army and he was on leave. He just happened to come home at the right time to visit his big sister, and of course I put him to work. I needed to borrow some of those army muscles, and there we go. So he installed this for me, and that completed this project. I was so glad to finally have this done, to get them out of my workshop, and here they are all done. Now, I listed these on Facebook Market. I asked for $140. I spent $24 on them, and I received an offer within an hour and a half for $120. Now, I could have held out to get a full $140, but I wanted to get rid of these. The goal was to declutter these. And so I took the $120 and they were picked up the next morning at 10 a.m.
Well, there you have it, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for kicking with me. If you are new, please consider sticking around by subscribing, and don't forget that bell button so that YouTube notifies you every time I upload a brand new video. Thanks guys for kicking it with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.